What if I told you that the average manufacturing company is able to quadruple its sales without having to find any new customers? How is that possible? Hello, I'm Adrian Botham of Service Park Consulting, and I'd like to welcome you to this second video of our three-part series. If you've not watched the first video yet, it was titled Manufacturing Services, a Contradiction in Terms or Missed Opportunity. Then I recommend you go and watch that video first before coming back to this one. Don't worry, I'll still be here when you get back, and this video will make a lot more sense than if you just jump in here. In this video, I'm going to be explaining how it is possible for you to 4x your sales without having to find any new customers. I'll also be explaining what's involved in you doing this, the benefits enjoyed by companies that are already doing this, and what the benefits might be for you. Before I get to that though, let's just take a minute to have a quick recap of what we covered last time. Firstly, we talked about what a manufacturer actually does and the challenges they face today. We then joked about the 1980s and talked about how a business generates sustainable value for its customers. And we talked about differentiation, how the kind of differentiation shifts as a product market matures, and how most of the advanced manufacturing sectors of today have reached the service innovation stage. And that's where customer service is a primary source of revenue, profit growth, and competitive advantage. And lastly, we examined a typical life cycle for a piece of equipment in order to explore the various service opportunities available for manufacturers. And in particular, I mentioned how extracting the maximum share of this revenue for your company involves establishing an ongoing relationship with your customers and taking a holistic view of service coupled to product performance. I'll come back to this in a minute, but before I do, I want to look at the business case for services a little more closely. Gartner, a well-known research firm, recently did some work on the manufacturing industry, and they found that, on average, aftermarket services account for 24% of total revenues of a manufacturing business, but 40% to 80% of its total profits. In a similar research study, it was also discovered that value-added services can yield 10 times to 30 times the return from original equipment sales. And yet, despite these benefits, manufacturers are capturing only 25% of their customers' total service spend on their products and services. So firstly, ask yourself, how does your business compare against these industry averages? And secondly, with such a compelling opportunity on offer to potentially quadruple your sales and achieve the unimaginable with your profits, you need to be asking yourself the question, are you really making the most of your aftermarket opportunities? In the last video, when we talked about the service life cycle, I showed lots of examples of services a manufacturer could offer. All manufacturers start at the bottom of the maturity staircase, focused entirely on making and selling products, only offering the kind of services that are obligatory, such as warranty. As they develop, a manufacturer starts offering other related products and services to boost margins at the point of sale, and they might also start offering spares and repairs into the aftermarket to support their products. As a manufacturer starts to mature further, it starts to recognise service as a differentiator and starts to offer reactive aftermarket services to repair customer products with a guaranteed response time. As you get even closer to the customer, a manufacturer starts to differentiate by leading with their service offering rather than the product, and offering other proactive and preventative maintenance contracts based on some kind of availability or uptime. At the top of the staircase, at stage 5, your customers no longer own your product and receive a pure service instead. That's a stage where your product comes bundled in, and here the focus is on capability to perform, risk sharing, etc. Now, getting to the top of the service maturity staircase is a paradigm shift for most manufacturers. but when it's done correctly, it can deliver strong revenues, profits, and business longevity. Now that you know the 5 levels of manufacturing service maturity, how mature is your business? Your business doesn't have to be at the same level of maturity for all your products, customer groups, markets, or divisions. Flexibility to operate at different levels for different customer groups is useful, and that's because different customers want different things for different reasons. Ideally, though, you should always be seeking to migrate your customers up the staircase towards higher levels, if at all possible, and that's because that generates greater value for them and greater profitability for you. Here are 2 examples of companies that have been investing in their service capabilities for a number of years now and are quite well advanced in their service transformation. BAE Systems operates in the defence sector across air, land, sea and cyber domains. Rolls-Royce is best known for its civil and defence aero engines, but it also operates in industrial power, nuclear and marine sectors. Both of these companies are generating a significant proportion of their sales from services. In the case of BAE Systems, they are generating 40% to 80% in various geographies. In the case of Rolls-Royce, they're generating somewhere like 30% to 60%, including in a number of non-aerospace sectors. Also notice that both are generating healthy returns on sales despite huge cost pressures for their products. And in both of these examples, the companies have not just grown their business faster, defended against product commoditization and shrinking product margins. They've both leveraged aftermarket services as a means of accessing a greater share of their customers' spend. I've now mentioned a lot of different benefits from growing your service business in the last 2 videos, so I'd just like to summarise them for you under some key headings. For customers, there are clear benefits in terms of cost savings, improved performance and better service. Your products benefit from the additional customer service touchpoints and opportunity to gather usage and performance data. Services create new revenue streams for manufacturers and an opportunity to participate in lifecycle management and customer value optimization. Greater business longevity is achieved via longer-term service contracts, customer retention, and involvement throughout the product lifecycle. And ultimately, manufacturers benefit from higher margins, stability and visibility of future profits and order book, and of a higher earnings to equity multiple. Of course, that will be of interest to any of you thinking of selling your business in a few years' time, floating it on the stock market, or looking for a promotion perhaps. Before I conclude this video, I'd like to share a couple of case histories with you. One of the key programs along the service transformation journey at BAE Systems was this one, called Tornado Attack. This was the first ever whole aircraft availability contract, and it took BAE Systems from position 2 on the service maturity staircase I showed earlier to position 4. As you can see, the benefits for the OEM and its customer, the Ministry of Defence, were considerable. By the way, all these benefits were independently verified by the National Audit Office in its report, Transforming Logistics Support for Fast Jets. That's on the internet if you want to look it up. Ian King, who was the Group Managing Director at the time of this programme, he was so impressed by the benefits that he rolled out the same methods and approach to all of BAE's other aircraft platforms. And as a result, BAE Systems went on to win more long-term service contracts worth more than £5 billion over the next few years. How could availability contracting and improvements like these impact your business? In case you're wondering, it's not just OEMs that can benefit from aftermarket capability development. This is an example with an aftermarket parts and service provider. In this case, the key thing stopping the business from growing was its service parts planning system. Once the business leaders knew that, they replaced it, thereby unlocking the incredible financial benefits that you see here. If you were able to do something similar for your business, what would a sales increase of 38% or a doubling of profits mean for your company and for you personally. Both of the case histories I've just shown you are available for download on our website if you want to know more. They also share something else in common, and that is that both opportunities were unlocked with a remarkable aftermarket growth method. In my last video in this 3-part series, I'll be introducing you to the powerful aftermarket growth method that your competitors don't want you to know about. It's a method that we've been introducing others to for a while now and has delivered remarkable results like I've shown you today. Everyone who's seen it and used it so far has loved it so much that they wanted to own it for themselves and stop everyone else having it. So when you join me next time, I'll be revealing what that aftermarket growth method actually is, what the financial benefits of it could be for you, and I'll be explaining how you can access the method to put it to work in your business very quickly. That's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it as much as the first. Please leave me any questions or comments you may have below the video, as we always love to receive your feedback. Keep a lookout also for our last video in this series. It'll be on its way to you very soon. In the meantime, thanks for watching. See you next time.